evening. I want to make this video based on a theory. I don't believe the Rebirth Spinosaurus and Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus are related. I think they're two different species of Spinosaur. And I'll explain why. Well, let's just get one theory, dead and out of the game. There is a thought that the Jurassic Park 3 is a hybridization of a Spinosaur and a Baryonyx.
My time with the Spinas taught me that carrying an unreliable...
And from what I've noticed, Baryonyx does not resemble that even close. However, there has been animals that have been crossbred with other modern day animals, so it might just be Baryonyx being crossed with a gator or something like that. Whatever. But even assuming that is true, again, they don't really resemble that well. They don't resemble that much. So, generally there is some similarities between the two. I like to think this guy, for example, is a cross between a basilisk and a Deinonychus. Despite, not being actually in the movies, I figured that was like a neat little thought I had. JP3, Spino. But they are very different creatures. Oh, look at that. They already have a... They're somewhat side by side. Actually, there is a picture I got from Twitter where they have like the official renders of the Spinosaurs. That's when it's gonna load. Like, they are so different that, and honestly, it feels like generally the Rebirth Island are just where they fucked around and see what worked and what they could do. Like, for example, the Rebirth Spinos, they probably thought to at least attempt to make a cross between a Spinosaur and a Mosasaur. It's because one of them has a face of a Mosasaur. Let me find it real quick. I turned my cam off, so we're not going to be jump scared by Twitter post moments. Alright. Well, here you go. Alright, let me turn my cam back on. Right here. Let me just get out of here real quick.
If you ever...
Oh, shut. Gone. Well, in the meantime, as I get this farm reset, I got rear-ended the other night. In the morning, really. And motherfucker just drove off. He did a hit and run. I couldn't get his license plate, nothing. All I know is he was a Latino dude in a white car. He just drove off. Acted like I did the fucking problem. I did something bad. Usually if you're driving and like something is getting bigger to you in your POV, that means you're kind of getting closer to it. And thus you should probably slow the fuck down. Use your eyeballs. Just because it's a green light doesn't mean it's like clear. I guarantee this guy would actually have hit a child. Anyways, these three Spinosaurs. They're very distinct. Hunter is the one that looks more like a Spinosaur, and obviously you got the one that looks like a Mosasaur right here. So I would imagine they tried to see what they could do with a Spinosaur and Mosasaur, possibly could be an explanation to why they're cohabitating with a mosasaur.
Thank you for.
But at the same time, mosasaurs have cannibalized each other, so
Ad Astra
whether
Abyss.
that makes sense or not, I don't know. Damn. Why does the Uplay do that? I don't get why. Alright. Either way, they're very, very different. Noticeably so. And we also have seen that the Jurassic World Mesozoic era is different from, the real life one. Because Giga and Rex, for example, live together, which obviously is not true. At least for the most part. No, of course it is. Why? Why are you guys like this? Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ, fucking Uplay. No, we can't work because we're stupid. We can't make games work. We have to have an obnoxious launcher because it's so cool. I only bought one game ever from their launcher, and I haven't played since. Alright. But yeah, they're very, very different. So I would think they're very... Oh, by the way, I like the way they did the Rebirth Spinas. It gives me very much Peter Jackson's King Kong vibes, and I really do like that. Where it's like, it is kind of like wacky enough where it's not accurate, but not like too crazy. It feels grounded, relatively. So I would think that they're two different animals. So, well, we got Spinosaurus Egypticus, which is Jurassic Park 3, and then we got these guys, which are, I don't know, we could go with more Canis for whatever reason. Whatever. Fill in the gaps. I don't know. They just so much so don't share resemblance to the Spinosaur. And I believe the Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3 is mostly a complete genome, or relatively so, like in 70-80%. I'm not sure. I might be misremembering. But it looks like, at least when it comes to, the prologue and what we know, the Jurassic Park Rex is relatively accurate for its deal. Just minus the feathers. For Engine. Engine did a pretty bang-up job with making an accurate Rex. Within universe, I have to clarify that. I'm not saying in real life, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. But with Spinosaur, I tend to believe that, there might be some crazy feature that the Spinosaur has, the Jurassic Park 3 species has, but I don't think it's going to be like to the degree that the Spinosaur is. So, these are probably like either a prototype or like their first attempts on whatever, that one. Where they try to combine two animals to see what can be done, and maybe, if they could cohabitate with those animals. And then things got out of hand, and they just kind of gave up on the island. I'm also curious on how the D-Rex survived. I wouldn't imagine it's an old species if it's been in containment its whole life and just then during the movie is released. I feel like it would starve to death. We'll see though. My hopes for the movie is we get to see these guys and the Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaur cohabitate. Hell, maybe they're from the same formation but are just different species. We've seen that in real life tons of times with leopards and lions. So it's possible we might see something similar to that, and they're just they're from the same formation and universe, just different species. So, I don't believe the Jurassic Park 3 is a hybrid of a Baryonyx and a Spinosaur. It makes sense in terms of that, but you're gonna need more than those to make a full genome. So, well, yeah, I figured I'd make a shitpost video of this. I'm happy to God they didn't make the legs short, because the short legs on the Spinosaur look stupid. I don't care what anybody has to say. It's like putting midget legs on a tall person. It just doesn't look right. It might be just the people making art of it, making it look like it can't stand on its fucking legs. Like, maybe have it lay down. It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. Speaking of which, I want to see Arizonosaurus in a Jurassic World movie. That'd be kind of neat. Alright, I think I rambled enough. Hopefully it was coherent enough to really, get your brain pumping. Honestly, it's been a stressful week. Getting rear-ended and all that, and tired. It's kind of hard to keep my head on straight.